Hello everyone and welcome back. This is not a video, this is not a your weekly sermon video. This is just a quick little video, something I thought I would do. I haven't done a YouTube exclusive video in a while, even though we've become mostly YouTube exclusive. This is just something, 5 questions that I actually get asked quite a lot. So I thought I would kind of make a quick video addressing them. Some of them, yes, you might have heard in other Q&A videos that I've done. Some of them are just ones that quite often get asked of me. So I thought I would address them. So if you're a little shocked, my name is Rev Jamie McCaskill. This is the channel that I put up, Sermons in the Park. Our weekly sermons video, if this is your first time coming here and this is something that you're interested in, please like and subscribe. If you're a follower that follows along but has not yet subscribed, please subscribe. That way you can we'll see you on here. I actually have a question for you at the end, so stay tuned. So let's hop right on in. This is one that my mother, while she was up visiting while Jennifer was had first gone in the hospital, my mom actually asked this one, and it was kind of like, Mom, you should know the answer to this, but yet she didn't. And just quickly, yes, this is the old original backdrop. I haven't used it in a while. I thought I'd bring it back for this one video. But anyway, question number 1. Like I said, this was one that was asked of me by my own mother. And she said that people back home in Jonesville, where I'm from, were asking her this. So if you are from Jonesville and know me from Jonesville and you've been thinking this, here's your answer. Question number 1. What denomination are you? Are you Catholic? I'll answer the last part first. No, I am not Catholic, okay? But I am not any denomination, okay? I'm not even what you would call non-denominational, because most people think just because you do not have a denomination, you are non-denominational. But you see, non-denominational churches have yet themselves become a denomination. You will literally pass by churches that will say, First Non-Denominational Church of wherever. Non-denominational churches have themselves become a denomination. I am, plain and simple, Christian. I teach the Bible. That's it. I do not add to the Bible. I do not take away from the Bible. What you hear here, you hear if you watch weekly here on Sermons in the Park, is the Bible. Plain and simple. I take the Bible, I break it down for you word for word, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. I break it all down for you, and I teach you biblical Christianity. I do not add to it. I do not take away from it. Okay? What you will hear me, what some may go, well, yes, you do add. You talk about Josephus, or you talk about the Septuagint, or you talk about these other. Those are all biblical sources, except for Josephus. Josephus is a historian, and with the history, I can teach you that the Bible is historical. Okay? That's why I use things like Josephus and these other rabbinical literature and things like that, is I can use that to show you that the Bible is historical. So what you learn here on Sermons in the Park is the Bible. You do not learn a denomination. I do not preach a certain denomination or anything like that. So if that's something that you've been curious about, there's your answer. No, I'm not Catholic, and I do not have a denomination. I teach Christianity, plain and simple. Okay. Question number 2 that I'm often asked. Since you are not Catholic, why do you wear the collar? Okay. Now, you might be a little surprised by this if you're up here in the north, because you guys know this. But from back home in Louisiana, the only people you saw wearing the collar was Catholics. Okay, so if you're watching from back home in Louisiana and you're going, well, you wear the collar, you're Catholic. Not all people who wear the collar are Catholics. There's the Lutherans, okay? There's the Methodists. I've seen several of them up here wearing the collar. There's the Eastern Orthodox Church. The collar itself is not Catholic. The history of the collar is simple, and that is, if you've ever watched an old Western movie, you've seen the history of the collar. It originally was just a way of showing that you were a minister. You would actually go back and you'll see that they'll wear, it'll look like a big white bow tie. Ministers at the time said, well, policemen wear badges and things like that. All these other jobs have an identifying feature. So all the ministers, well, I'm not saying all the ministers, but the governing body of churches got together and they said, well, we need something that identifies a minister. So they would wear the black clothes with the white tie, and over time that tie got smaller and smaller until it was just a white tab. That's your history of the white collar. The reason I wear it is, it's kind of hard to explain it to you, but I'll do my best. When I was going through my time after God called me, it was a long gap before I finally decided that I need to do something about it. And I told God one day in a prayer, I said, if you want me to wear the collar, help me, make it easier for me to get them. And that's exactly what happened. I was owed a lot of money from someone, and after I prayed that prayer that weekend, I got that money, and I ordered the shirts and I ordered the collars, just like I told God that I would, and I started wearing them. And it's become a vow that I've taken. It is literally a choice. Okay, it's a literal choice that I made, and you can call it a vow to God that I would wear it. That's why I wear it. It has nothing to do with me being Catholic or Lutheran or Methodist or anything like that. It was just a choice that I made to do. The reason I wear, you'll see me wearing stoles and things like that, is a lot of the people who watch me, and I noticed this, if you go back and watch my first few videos, you do not see me wear a stole. A lot of the people who watch me, and sound off below in the comments to let people know if you're here, you're one of them. A lot of the people that I saw when I started who watched me were Catholics, and they would respond with that. I knew that they were Catholics, and it was something that I did to make it easier for them to watch, made them more comfortable, if you will, to watch me while wearing the stole and all that. It gives them something familiar to see, and they're learning Christianity. What I wear, just like Jesus said, do not worry about what you're wearing. Okay? I do it to make the people comfortable while they're learning the Bible. And that's why I wear the collar. That's why the collar I wear for a choice. Everything else that I do is to make people more comfortable. Except for I do say a blessing. It's because I'm a deliverance minister. All of that, it's all explainable. Watch me. Give our channel a chance here. Watch us learn the Bible, learn biblical Christianity, learn a way to. By watching me, pretty sure anyone who watches me will tell you, I help you learn how to defend your faith as well. Just watch and learn. Okay, let's move on. This is one I get asked at I get asked at work a lot by those who call me preach at work. The ones who learn from me, they ask me, what denomination were you raised in? Okay. This one is also a little difficult, but I'm going to answer it the best way I know how. The church that I call home, okay, the church that I was raised in, the church that I consider myself raised in, the one that I call my home church, is the Church of God in Jonesville, Louisiana. I did bounce around a lot to different churches, but the one that I was raised, that I feel that I spent the most time in as a child in my teenage years, was the Church of God in Jonesville, Louisiana. I learned under Marion Tristler Jr., And there were a couple other assistant pastors. There was Brother Brad. There was Brother Paul. All these people I learned under. But yes, I did bounce around a lot. I went to the Church of God from the time I was a child with my grandma Gladys Heron, my mother's mother. I did go to some different churches. There was the Pentecostal churches. There was one in Jonesville that I went to with some friends of mine growing up called the Pentecostals of Jonesville. I went there. It was on Airport Road is what they call it. And I went there with some friends, Chad Littleton and his family. We all went there together. Then I went to other Pentecostal churches. But the church I was saved in, baptized in, was the Church of God in Jonesville. After that, I did feel that I was, it's odd to say this, but I felt like I was being called to go and experience these other religions, and it's probably the reason that I am not denominational at all. I went to the Pentecostal church with my grandmother, my grandma Faye, Hetty Faye McCaskill, Grandpa Jimmy McCaskill. They took us into the Pentecostals because she was Pentecostal, deep Pentecostal, and I went there and it just wasn't for me. Then my friend Jackie Ellard and his sister Cassie and them, they invited me to this Baptist church in Wildsville, Louisiana. I went there for a little while. Again, was not for me. I went to another Baptist church, the First Baptist Church of Jonesville. I went there with some family members, the Kings. I went there with them for a little while. Again, it wasn't for me. I could go in long discussions on why these places were not for me, but this is not the video for that. This is not the time for that. This is just me kind of telling you, there were a couple of churches I went to that Baptist, Pentecostal, all these I went to with my grandparents and family members and cousins and friends and all this. But as I said, again, if you want to know which one I was raised in, the one that I call home and that I would go back to tomorrow if I was there, is the Jonesville Church of God. That's my home church. That's where I love and I enjoyed. It was a great. The praise there is different. It's amazing. Okay. Question number 4. Silly one, but I put this on the list because I get asked this a ton, and I want to answer it now. You're gonna laugh when I say this question and answer it, but it has to be said. Literally, a viewer who I know in person, well, I should say that I know at home, who I see and talk to on a basis, asked me this question. Yes. Okay. Do you do weddings? Yes. I am a licensed minister in the state of Ohio. So, if you are in Ohio and you would like to get married, you want to get married, whether you're female, want to get married to your husband, men want to get married to your wife, yes, I can do your wedding. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that touches me when I get to do it. There are times that I literally have tears coming out of my eyes while doing it. I will be more than happy to do it for you. So if it's something that you want me to do, please ask. I do not charge for this service, okay? So if you do wish to donate, I will take the money for the ministry and buy things like Bibles and candles and incense and olive oil, all the things that I need for ministry. I do not have a suggested donation. I'm making that clear now because I have had people go, well, what should I give you? I do not have a suggested donation. Whatever you give, you give. What you give is totally 100% up to you. I do not ask for anything. This is the work of God is done for God. It's not done for money. Okay? Just want to make that clear. But yes, if you want to get married in Ohio, I will be more than happy to perform the ceremony for you. Okay, so We're here at question number 5. This will be a little short, quick. Like I said, this is just a short, quick thing. 5 questions that I'm asked on a daily basis. So here we are at the end. Question number 5. In my ministry, what are other services that I offer? This is, and I'm going to make this clear again. We here at Sermons in the Park, we are a full service ministry. Okay, I will do anything for you that any other minister that you have at any church in the world that they will do for you. I will do it for you. Whether it be a hospital visitation, whether it be a blessing of your home, a wedding, a funeral, anything, any service, child dedications, land dedications, all that stuff. I will do it for you. All you have to do is reach out and ask me, whether it be on Facebook, email. If you have my card, there's my phone number on there. Leave a comment in the comments of this YouTube video. I do look at those. I will get back in touch with you, okay? It's simple. I love doing the ministry. This is something that I cannot explain to you, the feeling that I get while I'm performing an act of ministry. I love doing it. God's a great and wonderful God. He's shown himself to me thousands of times. There's times that even I'm surprised when I suddenly realize that, wait a minute, that was God that did that. I preach right here every week that there are things that God does for you you don't realize. I see these things, okay? I'll give you an example recently. I was, you all, if you've been watching along these past few weeks, you know that Jennifer, my wife, has been in the hospital. She's the one that usually handles the bills and the grocery shopping and things like that. And I was cooking for me and my sons, and I realized that we were getting a little bit low on meat. And I didn't have the money to go out and get anything. And I said, Lord, I didn't realize we were this low on meat. I need help. What am I going to do? And the next day, I received a check in the mail from something that I was owed. I did not know it was coming. I did not receive any emails. I completely didn't even know that I was owed this money, but I got it. God works through things like this. This happens on a daily basis with us. We need to, as human beings, we need to be more humble towards God and let God know, thank you for these things that he does for us. It's amazing. I love it. So, anyway, my question for you today, because I know there's a few of you that watch, like Miss Mary and Jeannie and Sheena. I know you guys watch all the time. And even you who may watch that I do not know you watch, because you're not liking the videos, you're not commenting, but I do see the numbers going up. Would you be interested in, if I can find some way to show, like, you would be able to show people that you are a member of the congregation, if you will, that you're a member of you watch the ministry, you pay attention. Is there, whether it be on the Facebook page, a photo album of you where I can say a member of the congregation member or something like that. Was this something that you would be interested in? Please respond, but either message me here, comment down below, send me a Facebook message, something. If that's something that you would be interested in, what you think we should do with something like that. That way I know. And I hope that this video cleared up some misconceptions that people have about Sermons in the Park, what we do here. About me, because I'm Rev Jamie McCaskill. That's it. I'm a deliverance minister. I preach the Word of God here. I preach the Bible. I do not preach Pentecostal. I do not preach Baptist, Catholic, Lutheran, whatever. I do not preach it. I preach the Bible only. That's it. So thank you all for joining me here. Yes, there will be a video tomorrow night, Sunday. We'll be continuing our lessons on Samson. This is just a quick little video to just kind of answer questions that people have. Like I said, that people that I get asked on a daily basis. You'd be surprised by how many times I get asked these questions. And yeah, so I love each and every one of you. May God continue to bless you and keep you, and I'll see you all here tomorrow for an all-new Sermons in the Park. Thank you so much.